Yeah, but you hands. All right, John?
Yeah, sorry, mate. You just caught me handling my nuts there. Sorry.
Cashew nuts, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank all 11 of you for joining us. We've come on a bit late. Every other West Ham channel goes on the final whistle, but not at Claret and Booze. We like to fucking leave it a little bit, don't we, John? Do you know what I mean? Save the best till last.
Don't follow the crowd, mate. Do what you want. Independence.
Save the best till last. Save the best till last. So look, yeah, thank you for joining us. I must admit, this is going to be carried entirely by John because all I caught of the game tonight was the last 30 minutes.
And still managed to moan.
Well, it was poor. I've got watched the last 30 minutes, and I was kind of glad I didn't watch the previous hour. I've got to be honest, but it is job done. 100% record. Don't matter what way you cut it. I suppose John will go into detail. It looked like a very professional performance. Moyes did what he had to do in the end. He sort of brought on the big boys, didn't he, to shore it up because they was getting a few chances. But yeah, we are how many games away from a European final, John?
We are 6 games away from a European final.
6 games away.
6 games away from European final. People will laugh and mock and all that, you know. But Roma won this in its first season last year.
Yeah.
And also, not just that, Nick. As I told you before we came live, we are the only team in the Europa Conference with a 100% record. Now, that itself is an achievement. I think
it's an amazing achievement. When you look at the quality of teams that we've been playing as well, it is quite an achievement. You know, it really is.
Well,
I'm only joking. But look, anyway, let's get into the game. John, it's over to you, mate. I'm afraid. How do we line up?
Yeah, we lined up with a good team, and I was happy to see Aguerd in the lineup. I know it was rumoured that he would be back shortly, and everybody thought it might be the game in Romania next week once we get this one out of the way. But he started. So we had Areola, we had sort of 3 centre backs: Johnson, Aguerd, Ogbonna. Interestingly, Ogbonna played left of 3.
Yeah,
of the 3. And then we had Soufal on the right, Emerson on the left, Lanzini, Coventry, Fornals, Antonio, and Benny. We played similar to what we've been playing the last couple of weeks. That sort of 3-3 system, you know, like in the middle.
Yeah. So where did Coventry play?
He sat in the hole. He done sort of the Rice job.
Oh, right, okay.
He did the Rice job. Yeah, he did the Rice job. He did well. He did well. But I was just happy to see Aguerd. It was look. When you look at that team,
it looks all right.
You know that it's a strong team. Let's be honest. Yeah. It's a strongish team, and you know, strong enough to get the job done against Silkeborg, which we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started off well. I mean, to be honest with you, mate, we had a lot of possession in the first half, especially. I think we were quite sloppy and wasteful with a lot of the opportunities. I mean, Benny and Lanzini and Fornals, they were threading nice balls through, and there was a lot of ricochets happening and bouncing back to players on the edge of the box and in the area. And I just felt that a lot of the chances were, you know, snatching at shots and things, and it could have been far more comfortable than it was. There was the penalty was won similar to a ball that Fornals played through to Antonio. He slide rule pass. It went through to Antonio. He was left side of the box. Yeah. He beat a defender, cut inside, and hit the keeper's legs. So it was a good save. 17 minutes in, nice move from Benny. Cuts back to Coventry. Coventry had all the goal to aim at. He knocked it wide. Right. And then there was a carbon copy of the other chance I just described. 22 minutes, a great through ball again. This time from Benny through to Antonio, who was running out of pitch really. You know, and I think the keeper could have done, you know, well, the keeper didn't need to do what he did. Bit of a soft penalty, probably.
He gave the ref a decision to make, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it would have been given in the Premier League, but there was a little bit of contact, and I've just watched the interview after the game with Antonio, you know, and he sort of laughed about it and went, you know, he did touch me, not a lot, but he did touch me. Had a bit of a grin on his face. But
we've been seeing a lot of bias towards us in this competition so far. Are we the Man United of this competition? Are we getting big team bias in the Europa Conference League? Do you think
big team bias? Do you think
no? We saw it in a couple of the other games, didn't we? What game was that? Do you remember where we had one of our players went down in the middle of the park with a sore leg, and the other team went on the attack, and the referee blew up.
That was Silkeborg as well.
Was that Silkeborg? Yeah.
I think it was.
Are we the big team? Are we getting all the big decisions?
Well, you say, are we the big team? But I mean, in this group, we obviously are.
Yeah.
I can't for the life of me think who's in the other groups. I know Villarreal and all that. But look, in Europe, the referees are generally more giving, aren't they? They give every little bit of contact. We imagine. That's how we imagine referees in European competitions to be. But look, whatever it is, there was contact. It was a penalty. It was given. And Lanzini tucked it away, keeper's bottom left. Tucked it away well. That's his second penalty against Silkeborg this season, and he scored on both occasions. And after that, to be honest with you, look, we didn't get out of second gear. We didn't have to get out of second gear. Did we have loads of clear-cut chances? No, in the first half. But what we did have was we had opportunities, and I just think, look, we weren't clinical enough. We weren't. We've said it all season. We have been quite wasteful. We have missed a lot of. A lot of little stray passes, a lot of little heavy touches, shooting wide when you have the old goal to aim at. Touching
on this one, John, have people been moaning about the squad rotation? Who's been? I wouldn't have expected the first team to line up in that game tonight. Would you?
I'm not. I haven't heard anyone moan, if I'm honest with you. But
I've heard Moyes moan in the press conference already, sort of making his excuses about Sunday. He's talking about fixture congestion and how there's 3 games in 7 days, and he's already moaning about fixture.
Well, it's 3 games in 6. It's 3 games in 6 days. Well, it is, isn't it? Let's be honest.
But was today an intense game?
No, but he still has to put a team out there in the fear that someone will get injured. And when you're building a squad, you don't want any injuries. You don't want any injuries to materialise. Gary did send the penalty in, so I'm going to put the penalty up in case anyone hasn't seen it. I'm sure you all have. But let's put it up anyway from Gary's angle where he was in the ground. Tucked it away well, didn't he? Tucked it away well.
Well done, Gary.
You was talking there when the video's on. No one can hear you.
Oh, it's StreamYard, isn't it? Sorry. I forget. Probably best that way, though.
Yeah, probably is best that way.
Yeah.
But we looked good. We did look good. We looked, Benny, Fornals, Antonio. The first 2 were specifically, doing lots of little tricks and flicks and trying stuff, but it just weren't coming off. Our Black Country Hammer there should have been over by half time, and look, we're going to have this argument till the end of the season, more than likely.
I don't like stats, but I'm going to have to resort to stats because I didn't.
We had 15 shots. How many on target? I don't know. I know we had 15 shots. Possession was fairly even, but I think that's because in the second half we sat back a little bit. But I just think something needs to be done with. We're not getting goals. Yeah. We're not getting goals.
11 goal attempts.
Yeah. What does that mean on target?
4 on target. 7 off target.
Yeah.
Only 50-50 ball possession though in the first half.
Yeah.
Between both teams.
We kept giving it away a lot, Nick, cheaply. That's what I mean. We was, they were putting themselves in danger. They were trying to play out from the back.
Yeah.
And we caught them a few times overall the whole game. But we there was one before half time. There was one opportunity where we closed them, pressed them down from the front, closed their defenders down with a ball, and it fell to Benny. Probably middle of the goal, edge of the area, the whole of the goal to aim at, and he just plonked it into the keeper's hands. And that was a little bit for me. Was a little bit the story of the game, and also that first half, like Black Country Hammer said there. It could have been
over
all
time.
It should have been.
As Garino says there, I'm actually looking forward to next week because I hope he does.
He will
give some kids a chance. I mean, that'd be quite fun, to be quite honest. Rather than seeing a load of our first team players playing at half pace, I'd rather him give young kids a chance. It's their big night, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, players like next week, you'd imagine players like Connor Coventry will probably be the senior pros in the team.
Yes,
I
think we have Garino. Garino says, "Have we progressed further than Spuds did last year? We have, haven't we?"
Yeah, we have, but they got booted out because they called a game off because of COVID, didn't they?
Yeah, but
or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know.
Anyway, did anyone see Spurs last night? That lasted well, didn't it?
Yes, it was amazing.
I've
got a few on a WhatsApp group because my son's team, were in North London, so a lot of them are Spurs fans. And there's a bit of banter going back and forth, as there always is between an Arsenal dad and a Tottenham dad. And one of them, Gareth, he was at the game, and the minute that goal went in, he was bang on the text on the WhatsApps straight away. And then 5 minutes later, didn't age well.
Yeah.
Bless them. They always go too soon.
What?
They always go too soon. They've got even Spurs fans. They don't understand the concept of Spursy yet. They should do. They should give themselves breathing space. They should.
But look, in their defence, and I don't like defending Spurs. Listen, when your team score, no one sits on their hands and goes, "Hang on a minute, it's impossible."
I don't jump straight on WhatsApp to start mocking people though. That's what he did.
I suppose not.
Yeah.
I suppose not. But for me, it was probably the most comfortable first half of football that we've had all season, especially in Europe. But we should have been. It should have been done. Should have been done.
Well, it was. Look, it was done. At the end, from what I saw, for the last 30 minutes, it was fucking boring. But
we're not on to 30 minutes yet.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm not going to talk about that part of the game.
No.
But what I'm saying is, you could see we weren't even out of first gear. It was kind of coasting. We had an important game before. We've got an important game at the weekend.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of space there. I think if we could possibly that game there tonight, I can accept just getting the job done.
Nick, that game tonight, I think someone put it. I'll see it a minute ago, but couldn't have put it better. I couldn't have put it better myself. Basically, that game served a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Win it. Listen, win it. Get through it. And get Aguerd minutes in the game and get Aguerd minutes in the attack.
Did you see enough? And we'll talk about Aguerd later. Did you see enough from Aguerd to suggest that he could be in contention to start at the weekend?
I'll be surprised. I mean, he might. I think he should take him with the squad and put him on the bench. I don't think the game against Man United will be a completely different type of game. Both the intensity, the opposition, the players he's going to play against, it's a little bit much, isn't it? I mean, you've got to remember he's been out for, 4 months. He's had an operation as well, so he's been under the knife. These are the sort of games where his rehabilitation will be, better suited, shall we say. Throwing him in against Man United or even throwing him on with 10 or 15 minutes left, I don't see...
Not the right thing to do.
No, personally, no.
Baptism by fire.
Well, yeah, exactly. Imagine if it backfires, all the stick he'll get. So there's no point for me.
Italian Gary, he's saying that people are moaning we didn't score 10 and calling for Moyes out. I think that's just people that generally want Moyes out and will fed up with him anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm Moyes out. And I don't feel too stressed today because I didn't have to sit through the full 90 minutes of it. So I feel all right. I feel quite relaxed. I only had to get half an hour's of depression. It was all right. It was good.
You can never be happy, can you?
I'm happy we're through, but come on. Football's pop, isn't it?
John Layton said Moyes has already said Aguerd won't be in the squad for Man
That's
United.
Fair enough. I can like as you said, I can understand that. It's
Look, he didn't have because of the opposition. He didn't have loads to do tonight. There was one tackle we did in the second half where he slid in and passed it in one motion, and I thought that looks good. You know what I mean? But it was good to do. Having knee injuries myself in the past, sometimes that first tackle it becomes psychological. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Will Doyle's made a point here. That brick shithouse, Antonio, he should be ashamed of himself going down as easy as he's. I'll tell you what, I didn't see the one tonight, but I thought when he came on in the last game, I thought he was quite embarrassing. There was I watched the Hamish chat review, John, and Gonzo picked up on it. It was straight after the game, and he said it reminded me of that scene from The Matrix, Neo from The Matrix. He said, but that famous scene where he goes back like that. He said because what he did was he backed into the defender, as if to say, I'm going to go in and buy the foul. And all the defender did was he just moved to the side. That's all he did. And he's sort of gone back, and the bloke's just standing over him going, what the fuck are you doing? He does seem to be doing that a lot. Do you think that's under instruction? Do you think Moyes is sort of saying to him, get out there, break the play up, just slow it down, whatever you got to do? Or do you think that's just what he does now?
I don't think it is. Look,
but he's definitely doing it on purpose. I mean, it's quite blatant what he's doing.
Yeah, he's trying to win free kicks, but
yeah, we
used to always say that maybe, look, there was times last season when we were sort of going, why is he not getting these free kicks? We sort of said, is it because he's so big that the referee's thinking, how have you gone down? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was an argument where we thought, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, look, listen.
Was that another problem tonight? What John Layton's just said?
What?
I didn't see it.
Soufal's
bad again.
Soufal's crossing was the same as it's been all this season, to be honest with you, mate.
Brilliant.
Look, I'm not going to come on here after a win, after qualifications, and start moaning like nutter. But yeah, he was just hitting the first man all the time. I don't really.
It's not right, is it? I mean, I don't. It really pisses me off. They're professional footballers.
Yeah, well,
does he not get his head up? Does he just look at the ball? Can he not see that there is someone there? Can he not?
I don't remember it being a problem last season. I don't know what's happened.
No.
I don't know if it's confidence or he's trying too hard because he's lacking confidence. I don't know what it is. It's a strange thing. Hang on a minute. What's this?
What's this?
What's this mean?
Hey, £2. Virgil. Yeah, you just got that. Do you know something? I think that's our first in-show live super chat.
Who's it from?
Josiah Greenmoff. Virgil is a legend, mate. There you go. Say thank you.
But I'm not being funny, Josiah, mate. I don't know where you live. That won't even buy half a lager where I live, mate.
You ungrateful bastard. Josiah, thank you very much. Lovely gesture. Thank you.
Hang on, I'm going to celebrate. Only joking. I better not get carried away.
Thanks very much, mate.
I'm only joking. What?
Eastside says Fornells is shit. Fornells ain't shit. He's out of form. I don't agree with you there, mate.
When he got subbed, he was a little bit distraught, I think.
Do you know what? We'll talk about it after, but I've noticed the last few games. I'm starting to worry about Scamacca's body language. He's starting to look incredibly pissed off, mate.
What from today? You've got that from today?
No, and the last he just looks he looks miserable and angry. He does to me. His body language. I'm telling you now, he don't look happy. Not to me.
Was there time
he's starting to resemble Haller? Starting to resemble Haller. So his demeanour. If you remember when Haller came in, Haller was happy initially. He was all good, but then what happened is
I ain't seen Scamacca smile much since he's been at our club.
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Do you remember often Di Canio didn't look happy? Quite often.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying it's just an Italian thing?
Well, no. But listen, if we want to play on stereotypes, some stereotypes are fairly true.
I'm not saying it is a stereotype. I'm just saying I think he just looks a bit annoyed to me. I'm fed up.
I don't know about that, mate. He only played. What did he come on? Mate. He came on after 74 minutes.
Got a fucking yellow card, didn't he?
67 minutes he came on. So he was only on the pitch 20 odd minutes. I mean, and you're saying now he looks dishevelled.
No, not dishevelled. No, not dishevelled. He looks frustrated to me. I'm just saying it's just my observation. I'm not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. I've seen it for a few games now. Don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, a striker is not happy when they're not scoring. So, he has scored a few, but he probably thinks he should be scoring more.
Yeah, maybe.
I think as a striker against Bournemouth, he probably thinks I can get a couple of goals here because, we should have dominated that game and we never, but we should have. Today, when he comes on, he probably looks at them as cattle fodder and he should be scoring again. I think, Mickey said it in his interview. They sort of said to him, these are sort of games that you, as a striker, you think you should be getting goals in. And he sort of said, yeah. But the finishing wasn't good enough. Scamacca didn't have a chance when he came on at all, that I remember. But the chances we did have sort of fell on the edge of the box and in and around the box, mostly to Fornells, Benny, and a couple fell to Coventry. But again, we just didn't hit the target, or when we did, it was so soft.
It's a big shout out to John McFadden. I remember you, John. I done that show with Gio the other night. If you have a look back on the chat, he was going through. He was having a right tantrum in there. What am I watching here? Just two blokes talking. It ain't just all about you two, you know. He was, when I got the live chat ticking through. Honestly, he's probably digging me out. He was.
Yeah, but you are.
I had a guest on, John.
What's that mean? Because it was Gio. Oh, Gio's on.
Yeah, I can interrupt. I can interrupt John. I can't interrupt Gio. Right.
Can't understand Gio half the time. Jesus Christ.
Audi mentioned up here something you haven't really mentioned. Benny yet? Did Benny play well again?
Yeah, Benny was probably our better player, but again, I mean, he had that chance where I said he sort of just gifted it back to the keeper's hands. There was another chance in the second half where we had a corner. It fell to him back post. He did brilliantly. He cut back in and he hit the defender. All right, it's a bit of bad luck and that, but I just think Benny, I know he's good. Look, he scored a penalty the other day and that, and he's got a free kick recently, but I just think with him, he could score more goals than he does get. I think Benny. That's the one side of his game. You know, he seems to have got on top of his inconsistencies that I think he had. And a lot of people say that came from not playing regularly. Fine, he is playing regular now. And I just think he does get himself into positions to score and often squanders them. And I think if he can get that side of his game on top of it, I think, we could have a really good player there, And it'll give him confidence as well because he's a confidence type of player. It will build his confidence up even more. But I have to agree, Fornals looks a shadow of his former self.
I just think he's been broken. I do. I feel like he's been broken. I think he's been shoulmed out to the left. He's been turned into a fucking defensive workhorse. He was a creative player, a central player. I just think he's been fucking ruined. I'll be honest with you. He's just being used as an additional defensive player. And I think it's a travesty, to be quite honest. And I don't want to see the same happen to Paqueta.
Well, no, but I mean, Paqueta probably won't be playing now till after the World Cup.
But it ain't fucking right to keep playing these players in their wrong positions all the time. I don't like seeing it. And like I say, Fornals is a fan's favourite, and you can have a look now. People are they're losing faith in him. People calling him a shit player now. He ain't a shit player, John, is he?
No, I think Garino's hit a good point there, right at the bottom. Fornals looked okay first 30 minutes when he played centrally. Got some good through ball. He did play some good through balls through, and he was trying to, slide rule passes, as I call them. But then he did drift out of the game. Look, for me, my argument is, I know we think differently on this, right? You say he's sort of been broken down by Moyes and all that. So for me, when he gets the opportunity in games like this to play in his preferred role, he should be chomping at the bit to show us what he's got, though. That's my only argument.
He should be chomping at the bit, but then you've got other players like Bowen who play in their strongest position every week, and regardless how poorly they play, they still start every meaningful game. So I don't know. I just think Fornals probably just feels like he's a bit of a bit part player now because he is. When he's in the team, he's not in the team to play his game. He's in the team to I don't know, do a load of sweeping up. Yeah. I just think it's a shame. I think it's a shame because I really like Fornals.
What's that say from Dougie Montana? Sell Antonio in Jan. Mate, you got to get why? You got to get someone in before you can sell him, ain't you? I mean, interestingly though, I still think in January we should be looking for another striker because I do. We've only got two. I mean,
that's a good point. That's what you said earlier on, Antonio.
Right.
He never gets free kicks when he's fouled, so maybe he's just having I don't know, might be his way of
bit of a tantrum,
trying to balance it out. Yeah.
Antonio is poor all round at the moment, going down easily, crap passing, crap.
He's not been good. He was poor when he came on the other day. I thought he would be a good impact player, but do you know what? He's gone from being the number one striker. It may have just blown his confidence because it doesn't matter what Antonio does from the bench. Antonio is not as good as Scamacca. He's never going to get back in that team.
Listen. I would say Antonio is honest enough to admit that Scamacca is a better all-round striker.
Absolutely, yeah.
I bet if you put Antonio on the spot, he'd agree with you. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's only early doors since Scamacca's been given the starting reins up front.
I'll blame Moyes for everything, John. Right, go on.
Yeah, you do. He does. You're right, John Murdoch. You can't. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because when you're used to being number one and all of a sudden you're on the bench and you're coming on, it's interesting how it can affect some players. They can sometimes. I think Antonio's coming on and trying too hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's trying to win the free kicks. He's trying to make an impact too soon.
I think there's an element of that. I think there is definitely an element
it's difficult.
of that.
It's different to know how it affects different people, different players. Zach Johnson didn't see tonight, but it's getting very frustrating.
I agree. Look, you know for a fact that, well, I don't think the rumour is that Paqueta, as you said, isn't likely to be back until after the World Cup, which means which means that now Moyes does need Benny. He needs Benny firing. Yeah,
but someone said there in the chat that Paqueta was training with the first team.
Well, no, there's been images of him training with the first team, but then you've had stories coming out saying he's got a rib injury, he's got a shoulder injury, he's got this, he's got that. I mean, he wasn't even on the bench, John. You know, I don't know. We'll see, because it ain't the type. I don't think Paqueta's the type of player that you would piss ball about with, you know, because he hasn't been great yet. Paqueta, I think we can see there is a great player there, but I don't necessarily feel like he's a great miss at the moment because he hasn't really performed to a incredibly high standard, is he?
No, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? So. I think there is going to be a player there. He's going to be important, but at the moment, I don't think he's really done much.
Well, the thing is because the World Cup's in December, as we all know.
Well, Mandy,
what you got to remember is a lot of these players. You know, we saw it with Varane at Man United last week when he went down. He was crying his eyes out because he knows his World Cup's probably over, or he ain't going to make the World Cup because of injuries. There will be an element now because Paqueta is so important to the way Brazil play. Remember that. Yeah. And
well, they think he's a critical part of their team.
Well,
literally, they don't function properly without him, sort of thing.
No, he's massive. He's massive for Brazil. So you've got to think of the player. He will be having discussions with the Brazilian medical team or the Brazilian management or whatever.
Yeah.
There'll be sort of discussions around, and I don't think he's going to risk himself for West Ham United just yet. I don't know how it works. You know, I don't know who would give him the green light to say he's ready to play or not. I don't know how that works.
I don't know. Well, look, no player is going to risk the World Cup, are they? That's the thing. So if he's not 100%, he won't play. Paul Chambers noticed it as well.
Who?
But look, there is what John's saying is true. As a striker, you're going to be Scamacca. As a striker, you're going to get frustrated if you don't score. But he weren't on the pitch for long. He was only on the pitch for a short while.
No, he had one. There was a corner that got whipped in, and he was sort of running. He was running backwards and got a good contact on it and put it over. But I don't remember him having any chances.
But I thought the yellow card was just petulant. You know, he forearm smashed a bloke, didn't he? It was a yellow card.
Yeah, but he's got that in his game. Paqueta's got that in his game. I mean, Connor Coventry got a yellow card for stamping on something.
Yeah. Do you agree with this from Guarino? That he needs Paqueta? But here's a question for you, Guarino, because for me, I think we've got the foundations of a very good attacking unit up there with Scamacca, Paqueta and Benny, as you're saying at the moment, because Benny's on form at the minute. I think those three would be exciting. Do you think, Guarino, that you're ever going to see in a big Premier League game or any Premier League game, Paqueta and Benny start in the same team when they're both fit? I don't think you're ever going to see that in a million years. Never. John, do you? Be honest.
Probably not.
No.
But
it's one or the other.
No, probably not.
No. Can I come on top? Yeah, we'll put the number up in a bit, mate. I'll definitely put the number up in a minute. Let's just flip through the rest of these.
We don't talk anymore. No. We don't talk anymore. Is you got any other? Is Thingy coming on?
Gary.
Gary went. I mean, I didn't go to the game because my boy had a game. I wouldn't have got there till half time, so I just came home and watched it. But
I'll tell you what we do. We do some phone calls rather than player ratings because it probably ain't fair to rate.
There's no point doing player ratings.
There's no point rating the players on that sort of game. It was fucking half-assed, wasn't it?
Well, look, you.
But it was, wasn't it? It was. No, what I mean is, it was at a slow pace, John. It ain't like anyone was playing 100%, were they?
Well, we was in the beginning, the attacking lot, but they couldn't finish their dinner. So
yeah. Don't believe you.
What?
I said, don't believe you. Hang on. Playing at 100%. All right, let's get Gary in 1 minute, and then what I'll do is I'll put the number up once I've got.
Are you bringing Dodsey on? Because if Dodsey comes on, we've got to put like.
Gary, you are live on here.
Can't hear him.
Good evening. Can you hear him now?
No.
He's a liar.
I can't hear him.
He can.
I can't. I promise you, I can't hear him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, John.
People in the chat, can you hear Gary?
Can you hear Gary? Because
this is amateur hour again.
Why can't you hear him then? I can hear him. I can hear him.
No, no we can't.
No, we can't. John, no one can hear you,
Gary.
All right.
Now it is just two blokes talking, John.
Is it me? It is, yeah. All right, Gary, I'll give you a call back. 1 minute. Call you back.
Gary.
This happens every fucking time lately. I've got to do a test every time I do this.
Yeah.
Oh, could it have been that one? Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I've got all these different sliders. It's like mission control here, guys. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be quite honest. Does it show? Is that you?
Yeah, seeing if your phone was working.
Yeah, it came in.
What we got here, look, what's this one? So I'll go through some of these while you're playing with your phone. That we will see Paqueta and Benny together. Moyes would do like for
Can you hear the phone ringing?
No. Moyes would do like for like substitutions and bring one on for the other. Yep, I agree. John McFadden, I would love to see if Antonio.
They can't hear you. I don't know why.
Nick, we can hear you talking, Nick.
I can hear you, but they can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to sort this out another time. All right. Yeah, no, we'll do a trial run before we next go live. All right, no worries. Speak to you in a bit. Bye. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. No, nothing's changed. I ain't got a clue what's going on now. But anyway, so it looks like no phone calls tonight, people, because I'm going to have to sort that out. So sorry about that.
Oh.
Go on, John. Go for the chat.
Hang on. I would love to see Antonio feeding Scamacca. Yes, so would I, but I don't think that's going to be a regular thing. It'd probably be like for like substitution. Yeah. Benny finds pocket of space better than anyone. Yeah. I don't disagree with you. He was getting into good positions, and he has done this season, really. But just like him to score a few more, I think that would be good for him, and I think that will round off his game to some extent.
Hang on a minute. I don't think oh, that's why it weren't fucking working. Has my sound been shit?
No, not to me.
Right. I've not been on the mic. I've been on the laptop. That's why it ain't worked. Hang on, it'll work now.
There's a lot of swearing going on, Nicholas, and it's very unprofessional.
It'll work now.
You would not get this.
Can you hear it ringing now?
No.
I don't know. Hang on. Output. That should be it. It should be done. No, all right, last chance. It's not going to work, but I do know what was wrong. It's fine. Gary, we'll have to skip it for this one. All right, no worries. Bye.
Amateur, mate. Moyes is the new George Graham. Oh, my God. Well, George Graham won trophies, so if Moyes wins trophies, I'll be happy with that. Benny on the left where he normally is and Paqueta in the 10 could work easily. Go on, what do you reckon?
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'd like to see. And I think with Benny on the left and Bowen on the right, then you've got balance. You've got something. You've got something a little bit different, because Bowen's a bit of a direct runner, and I think that Bowen does get. I think he gets doubled up on sometimes. Bowen. I think that's why his attacking output ain't been great. So I think if you've got more attacking threat, because do you remember against Brighton where we had Benny out on the left, and we said in that game, right, where he didn't really have the best game from an attacking point of view. Because he was being snuffed out. They had two players on him the whole time.
He's a danger man. They're going to go for the danger man, isn't they?
So by having Benny on the pitch, he's occupying two players. And then what happened was the minute he took Benny off and put Antonio out on the left, Trossard, who was marking him, or whoever it was on that side, started bombing up the pitch, and that's where their next goal come from. Yeah,
so having someone like that on the pitch, what you're saying is it frees up space elsewhere, basically.
Yes. I'm sorry, everyone. I fucked up the audio tonight. I'll sort that out. Don't worry.
Interesting.
It'll be all right. Or is who's that?
Don't know. What's going on here tonight?
Fucking hell! You've just joined the stream again, John. It's all going bandy.
I don't know what's going on. Antonio misread so many balls laid off to him. It's untrue. He's on a different wavelength, in a good way or a bad way.
I think that's a bad way. Yeah.
No Gary, no party. Wow.
No. I know. I'm sorry. I've fucked that up. It won't happen again. I'll make sure I'll get all the settings right before I jump on.
Our football bores me to tears. I just don't get excited no more.
Mate, I'm exactly with you on that. And look, not. I do. I'll be honest with you. If I weren't doing this channel at the minute, I probably would be a little bit more relaxed. But I've become apathetic to it. But because I do this channel, I've got to live every moment of it as well. And I'm not enjoying the football. It's killing me. I'm not. It's fucking soul destroying to me to watch the way that we're playing. I don't kind of. I'm not saying it's not going to get better or anything like that. I don't know. It's just so dull, John. I mean, tell me how you felt in that home game the other night against Bournemouth. How did you feel?
I told you how I felt. I felt like I was going to cry at one point.
It's so bad
because
bad.
Because it was like, look, you know what I'm like. I'm very optimistic as opposed to you, but I just felt like for me, the frustrating part of it is the bigger than everything is that I just want Moyes to prove everybody wrong because he can't be a crap manager having managed thousands of games or whatever it is, right? I know you all say, well, he ain't won nothing, whatever. It's besides the point, right? He must have something to him. He must see. He's far more knowledgeable than we are. He's experienced. He's got credentials. He's got coaching badges. And I just felt that the Bournemouth game was an opportunity for him to say to us as fans, here we go, watch this now. And I
don't think he's going to do it. And yes, you're right. He's got all the badges, but it's like all doctors. All doctors have had training, but you get good doctors and you get bad doctors. They've all had the same training. Yeah. And I think a lot of it comes down to instinct and it comes down to personality. And I think that is what lets David Moyes down. I do think he is just scared and his ethos. I don't think Moyes gives a fuck about nice football. You've got some managers out there that they want to see their team play a certain way. Brendan Rodgers, Arteta, Pep, managers like that, they want to see their team play out from the back, do all this. It's cultured play. They want to see him playing a certain way. I don't think David Moyes gives a flying fuck about pretty football or anything else. He'll take a smash and grab 1-0 win every week. Personally, that's what I think. And I think that and because he thinks that way, he just tries to make it the most efficient and safest way to get there. So the most important thing is don't concede. So he has a solid defence because if you don't get your win, you've got your point. But ultimately, it's all about not conceding. I'm not listening anymore until you get Gary on. I tried to get him on.
Yeah. The only thing I say to that is, Nick, is that we were playing exciting football before this season, pretty much. Let's be honest. Last season, we scored goals. We were excited. Now listen. You can say the last
time we played exciting football, I would say, or at least the most not exciting football, but an exciting game was the Liverpool game in the league. That was in December. 21. That's a long time ago. And to be honest, I think if you think back to the season before, John, we were on our arse a little bit coming into December. In terms of performances, it was slipping again. It was only Lingard coming in that sort of gave us that springboard again. We pushed on again.
Yeah, but Nick, right? You say that, but
it was
all right.
Lingard got a 6, didn't he?
Okay, no, because
he did.
Right, listen. Yeah, but listen to me. Let me finish a minute. Why all of a sudden, as almost every player, probably apart from Declan Rice, they all seem to have at once fallen out of form. Right now, listen.
Rice ain't out of form.
That's what I said, apart from Rice.
Oh, right, okay.
Right. Pretty much every other player has, in my opinion, all gone off the boil at once, right? You can call it because of the manager. You can say because of the system. You can say this. Cresswell was crossing balls in and assisting everyone when Lingard was here. He was part of it as well. Soufal's crosses weren't like they were. Soucek was doing far more than he was doing now. Not just his goals, but he was doing stuff. I don't remember him being so bad.
I think that's all about balance, right? Just to interrupt you, we're talking about Cresswell, right? Cresswell probably played the best game he's played in a long time the other day. when that was against Bournemouth, when he had Benny in front of him. And you know something? Because I think Johnson was told to sit back, he won't get in forward as much. Cresswell had more attacking license to get forward. And him and Benny were linking up fucking beautifully. And Rice, those three. So Rice, Cresswell, and Benny on that left, they were good. That was where anything positive in that game, it was coming down that left-hand side. And I just think we haven't got enough of that. I think that's what happens when you have technical players playing with technical players. They bounce off of each other. We've got too many fucking cloggers in a team. I do. I think
I disagree with. I disagree that too many cloggers in the team. I disagree.
Look, I'm going to tell you. Look, listen. Suchek is a clogger in midfield, and in my opinion, although he played well, Downs is a clogger in the number 10. He ain't no number 10.
No,
Downs is a central defensive midfielder.
He's not a number 10, of course. No,
that's right. So he's putting Fornals is a clogger on the left hand side of midfield. He puts roadblocks in our own team. That stops us progressing by default by the way that he sets us up. I don't understand it against Bournemouth, John. Just give me some rationale why you would play Flynn Downs against Bournemouth in a 10, which he was all game, when you've got Fornals and Lanzini on the bench.
I can't answer that question. I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. You're saying he's got his badges, he's got all this, he's got all that. We're not clueless, you know.
No, I'm not using that to say we are.
No, but every single game, David Moyes leaves me with more questions than answers. Every time when he does one of these things, when he puts Fornals out on the left or he plays Downs in the 10, you're not left there thinking, "Cool, fuck me, that was a good move." He's uncovered something there. You're thinking, I don't ever want to fucking say that again, Dave. Thanks for that, but no thanks. It's not like he's dropped this bit of masterclass management. He just does weird things. And do you know why he does it? He does it so that he can shoehorn players in. That's all it is. That's why he plays, because he can't drop Souček. And at the moment, you can't drop Downs because everyone loves him. And every time the fucker plays, he's a man in the match.
He doesn't need to drop Downs, though.
No, but it does. If you're going to play, you can't play Rice, Downs, and Souček in a midfield three, mate.
We did against Liverpool, and we did against Liverpool, and we wasn't. Yeah, but he didn't
do that
play,
every game. That is too defensive.
He didn't play Downs as a 10 against Liverpool, did he?
He played him as a right winger.
Okay, but he weren't bad.
No, but he played him as a right winger.
No, I know, but
it was his lowest. Gio said that. I thought he played well, but against Liverpool, apparently Downs' pass success rate was 60%. I didn't realise that.
But you say stats can be deceiving, Nick, and I think sometimes
they can, yeah. No, I think he played well. I think he played. I think he did as good as any central defensive midfielder could do on the right wing, and in the number 10. I think he was brilliant in both games. But he ain't a 10, and he ain't a right winger. That's what frustrates me. So why can't we just play the best players in their best positions? Do you know what I mean? Just once. It would be just pick a team based on merit, based on their ability, rather than, I don't know, picking your mates. Is that what it comes down to?
No, I don't think it's that. I just, there's that, what's that Twitter page called? The Final 14? What's that Twitter page called? What I look at, Nigel, we all look at. You know that one? There's a stat on there, interestingly, so it shows Souček as the top performing midfielder outside the top 6 or something, like defensive midfielder.
In terms of blocks.
But yes, but then that's what I'm saying to you. Are we expecting?
But after time he'll block it because he's lost the fucking ball and he goes and gets it back. That is what happens. I mean, did you see the pass in the last game, the Bournemouth one, where he put fucking Solanke through on goal?
Yeah.
Have you ever? I mean, there was no pressure on him there, John. He had no one around him.
No, I know.
What the fuck was that pass?
No, I know. It was almost like it was a comical moment. It was almost like it was a candid camera moment. I don't disagree with you. Look, there's a point from Zach. I know you'll agree with this. Ultimately, professional football is entertainment.
It should be
entertainment. Worse than watching paint dry.
I agree. It should be entertainment. You know, I mean, look, I would take. It ain't even got to be like you say. I'm not even talking about Man City style play. If you're going to play counter-attacking football, counter-attacking can be exciting if you've got the right elements in that team. We've seen it. We was a counter-attacking team at the start, and if you play that way, providing when you do get the ball, you do spring an attack, you spring forward en masse, that can be exciting. But we don't do either particularly well. But what we have got is now we've got an abundance of very, very good players that will get us through games. That's what we have got. We've got some very good players. What
do you think about this comment? If Moyes won the Conference Cup or whatever it's called, would you? No. He wouldn't be a legend, but I mean, would you say well done?
I'd say well done, but no, he won't be a legend. I mean, what the fucking teams would just be Silkeborg, FCSB.
We're not playing Silkeborg in the final. We're talking about if we won it.
Look, it'd be nice to win a cup, but I feel from the teams I've just played at the minute, if it's like this a whole way through, it's no better than the Betway Cup, is it? If you're playing these teams every week.
Good news. The Betway Cup's coming back in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least we'll win something this season, all right? Stop moaning, you kid.
I know.
What's this? Mickey Smith. I watched it on TV.
Mate, how quiet was it? I noticed that. It was. I could hear a few people, about 5 people, it sounded like, trying to get bubbles going.
Yeah, but Danny Murphy said.
A very long way away.
Danny Murphy said when he went there on Monday, it was rocking, and I was like, "What? I was there on Monday, Danny. It weren't rocking." Oh, here he is, Mr. DT himself, or as I called him, Nick's mate. Virgil, it's Moyes' ball.
It is Moyes' ball. I'll agree with that.
Our football this season is so boring. Our pace is so slow. I think everyone's misunderstanding. I know the entertainment factor isn't there at the minute.
You just don't get it, John. You just don't get it, mate.
What?
I know. I'm messing around. I know. Look, listen. John's position is. I know because John's position is. He's not happy with the football. He wants us to come out. He wants us to go at teams. Yeah. But he's willing to give Moyes time. He doesn't want to pull the ripcord on Moyes just yet.
But more so because I don't really see what manager we can possibly get.
I don't think that's a good enough excuse to.
I'm not saying it's a good enough excuse, but it's my stance. I'm not saying it's an excuse, and I'm not saying the board will think like that. But that's my opinion. I just don't know who's out there who we can feasibly get who's any good.
Yeah.
Then people will come back to me and say, well, it can't be any worse than Moyes.
We've got Coulson here. Going to give Coulson a bit of screen time. Look, he's having a go. Right, so Coulson plays. I'm sorry, I'm starting to hate our fans. I'm Moyes out, but he did nothing wrong today. We went into the game needing 1 point. We got 3 done. Mate, no, to be fair, mate, you are right. Yeah. But like I say, it's and I said that at the start of the show. You know, we didn't get out of first gear. We didn't really need to be honest.
No, we didn't.
Didn't really need to. So yeah, you have got a point, but people just want to see something, mate. That's all it is. In a game, you know, against Bournemouth. Bournemouth were there to be battered.
I think the problem is
shit. I don't think we've played a worse team than Bournemouth this year.
The problem is, Nick, because me and you speak every day one way or another, right?
Yeah.
And I said it to you weeks ago. The problem is now is that the Moyes out fans, there's no winning them back. I can't. The Moyes out fans, Moyes can never win them over again. Do you know what I mean?
The only way he could win him over again is by not being Moyes, is by changing the way he plays football, John. No, it is. No, John, I honestly think that people, I mean, Gary said it. You know, Gary's not Moyes out, but he's sick of the football. He's the same as you. You are as well. You're sick of it.
I've said it.
You're sick of the football. Okay? That is what it is. People are not going to be happy with that. The only way you'll be happy, you won't ever be happy with it. You'll tolerate it. You're seeing it at Spurs at the moment. Right, Spurs are okay if it looks like they're going to win the league. But the minute they drop away, they look at that. Because did you watch the game yesterday? It's like watching us. And they've got Harry Kane and fucking Son up front.
Do you think that their fans...
I don't think it's because they're not top of the league. I think it's because it's just fucking boring. I do. I think the football is dull. And when you play that way, you have to get results. If you don't get results when you set out like that, then there's a problem. I think, You know, if you've got 60,000 people that have just come over, like I said to you, on a cold and wet Monday night, and you're not even going to attempt to entertain them, apart from anything else, John, that's just not on. I don't think that's fair.
Listen, for me, it's the thing is, I'm not. Listen, people think I'm trying to defend him, and I don't want people to think that. It's not about defending him. It's such a high pressured environment, football management, especially in the Premier League, right? And again, we say in one breath it's a results business, but then we say in the other breath we've won 5 in a row, but it's not good enough. It's such a conundrum for me, because I sort of, if I'm honest, I can see it from both angles. Like I know the football's not brilliant. Don't get me wrong. But then when you look at it from a business perspective and the results business that we all say it is, at the moment, the results are going well. I know it's only in recent weeks, but I'm just saying.
I don't know, man.
I'm trying to look at it from both sides. I'm not saying...
This football is soul-sucking. I've got to be honest.
I just said that.
And I'll be honest with you. I let my season ticket go when we came into lockdown, and I blame lockdown. But to be quite honest, John, probably one of the main reasons that I did that was David Moyes. It genuinely was, and there is nothing about what I'm seeing at the moment. And I've had a season ticket for fucking years, and I still go over there. I still go over there all the time. It probably ends up costing more in the end. But well, not for me actually, because I don't pay for.
No, you get them given to you if your brother or someone.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, there is nothing that I'm seeing at the moment that makes me want to buy a season ticket at all. I think it would just be a fucking chore to have to go over there at the moment and watch that shit. I'd rather watch it on telly. I'll be honest with you. On Monday night, would you have rather watched that indoors or been in that stadium?
I would rather have been in the stadium, Nick. Because
not for me.
No, Nick, but you can't say no. That's me. Listen, tonight's game wasn't brilliant, but I still would rather have been there and watched it on telly, because it's all I know. So it's like, you know, it's not me by going. I'm not accepting the performances. I'm going because it's what I do.
The thing is, I'll get worse. So the trouble is, as angry as I'll get when I watch it on TV, I get if I go to a fucking game and they serve that up, I am 10 times angrier. So I literally am. I hate it. So if you're going out there, you've just spent God knows how much to get there. I've just spent 15 quid on a burger, and then you're going out there, and I don't know. It drives me bananas, and that's why I can understand why a lot of people do get like West Ham fan channels. You know, like Dom. Dom gets a lot of stick on Twitter, an awful lot, and that's a guy that travels fucking everywhere. Like he does travel everywhere. And you can imagine, John. I can understand a person if he's travelled to the arse end of Europe. You know, he's taken a few days off work. He's gone out there, and they've put in an abject performance. I think Dom has probably got the right to moan, hasn't
he? Yeah, but
yes, he's got the right. He's got the right to moan.
Yeah, but then we've got people like Dodsey and Kent Hammer who do the same amount of travelling and don't feel as aggrieved as Dom. So what I'm saying is because football's all about opinions. This is why
I know. They must be very, very naturally relaxed people, Dodsey and Kent.
Yeah, what's this one? No dissent in the stadium, unlike at Spurs.
Mate, Nigel, that will come eventually if the football doesn't improve. I know you don't think it will, but what we're seeing at the moment is that not dissent. You can hear a fucking pin drop. That's just as bad as booing. It is silence in there. How eerie must that be to be on that pitch? I could hear when you're watching the stream, John. You can hear people talking. You could, couldn't you? On BT Sports, John, on BT Sports, you could hear the players. I heard Rice and Souček having a conversation in the middle of the pitch. It was quiet, mate. It was quiet. It was.
No, it was quiet. I'm not saying
it's
it wasn't.
Dead. So even though people ain't booing, apathy's setting. Right, Moyes has got money in the bank, so there's a lot of people on the fence. A lot of people like you, John. A lot of people like Gary. They ain't willing to say, "Oh, fuck off, Moyes. I can't stand this," because of what he's done. So they're sticking with it. But
you're saying I'm on the fence. I'm not on the fence.
No, but what I'm saying is, that doesn't last forever. It won't last forever. John, it won't last forever with you. If we're in the bottom 3 after Christmas, what are you going to say?
Seriously, I don't like to think of
No, I know, but it's
I'm
obvious.
not that sort of person that thinks of worst case scenarios all the time.
But it's obvious what you would think.
Well,
it won't be the case anyway. I think Moyes will always grind out enough results to keep us about where we are. I think we'll beat teams like that.
I'm fed up with the style of the play. I honestly am. But can't we just enjoy the fact that it's job done? Like I said, I'm Moyes out, but I'm happy Hammer tonight. I'll be back to moaning on Sunday for sure.
I'm happy with the situation. For instance, what John said earlier on, because I'm a miserable bastard. I'll admit it. But when I jumped on, John said we're 6 games away from a final, and that does kind of make you think a little bit. You think, oh, right, okay, fair enough. That does sound quite good.
You did. Off air. The first thing you went was, oh yeah, but you own Silkeborg or someone like that.
Oh, I know. No. It's no great shakes to do what we've just done. It ain't no great feat to beat what we've just done.
No, I'm not saying
but nonetheless, it's good.
Conte will be gone in the summer anyway. I don't give a toss about them.
I follow him intently. Black Country Hammer.
Nick lives in Tottenham land, so he's almost like obsessed with Tottenham.
I hate Tottenham almost as much as I love West Ham. I do.
This is Carino talks a lot of sense. Remember, we are missing some pieces, and this is a fact. This is a point that I wanted to bring up. I think I may have said it before. I genuinely believe the fact that our defence has been so unsettled, it's maybe made Moyes be a bit more cagey than he would have wanted to have been because he's not trusting what he's got available. Our defence has been makeshift at best all season. We haven't had the regularity.
We had Dawson and Zuma for a load of games. He played exactly
the same.
Load
of games. We didn't have him for a load of games.
No, all right, but we had him for a few games, and he played exactly the fucking same. And
he's not got
a better defensive pairing. We haven't got a better central defensive pairing than Zuma and Dawson. You know that.
Because I told you what I think he's going to do. I think he'll go 3 centre backs, which will be probably Aguerd, Zuma, and Kera. That will be the 3.
It'd be amazing with our wing backs, wouldn't it?
What?
It'd be amazing with our wing backs.
I'm not saying it will be, but I think that's what he wants.
I know.
Audi, not one person. Yes, they do. Everybody says it's a results business. That's a common catchphrase in football. I
don't think many people are saying that now in the West Ham fan base, though, mate.
No. I'm not. I'm saying that's a generic phrase that people say in the sports football media.
Yes, I know. But
cool, everyone's on me tonight. Everyone's attacking me. I don't know what's going on. East side. I had to be inside the stadium Monday. The missus was doing my head in. Fucking hell. If the missus is doing your head in, Jesus Christ, you must be bad because you do my bloody head in. Sam Oak says, spot on, Nick. I'm not paying money to go and watch that. That's up to you. Name a cup that's worth winning and ask yourself, when will we be in a position to win that cup under Moyes? Well, you don't know, do you? I mean...
I don't know. Look, what I will say, I'll say here's another thing, John. Everyone's going to see, look, we've got a very good opportunity to win a cup this year. We have. I don't think we've got anything like the teams that we had to face in the Europa. We've got no Sevillas, we've got no Lyons, we've got no Frankfurts. There's a couple of half-decent teams. I don't know what teams are dropping down from the Europa. Do we know?
No, because there's games... I ain't seen the results.
We'll have to review that, but I don't think there's many great teams, mate. I think we've almost got to be nailed on to win this. We are the biggest team in this competition. We are.
No, there's some big teams in it. I mean, Villarreal.
Who's bigger?
Well, Villarreal are a good side. There's some.
They've just lost their manager, Emery. Emery's gone.
Yeah. So what? Don't mean they're not a good side because he's suddenly gone, does it?
Well, he's the one he's won.
Villarreal have been good in Europe for a long time, really, haven't they? Let's be honest, they have. Yeah. But I know what you mean. He's a good manager for them. He wins them trophies and that. What's Europa League time and time again. But I just think that I don't really know who's dropping out of it. I mean, if I'm honest with you, I can't really see. I'm trying to find some information about it now, but
I don't know. I
can't see. Hearts didn't qualify.
Hang on, look, Mancunian Hammer. He's got a bit of trivia for us. Who was the last manager who was looking forward to European knockout football in the spring? Genuine question.
David Moyes.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I can't think. Right, so we've got Istanbul, Başakşehir, or Fiorentina are going to qualify at Group A. We've qualified winners Group B. Villarreal have won their one. Nice have won their one. AZ Alkmaar, Dutch team.
Apparently,
so
Roma could be in it again. They're saying Roma could be dropping down.
Yeah, if they drop down, yeah. But what
there's going to be some good teams in it, because then for me, because it ain't really the trophy, it's about how you get there as well. Because this ain't a prestigious trophy. So for me, it's about the journey now. So if we beat a couple of good teams,
it can't be prestigious. It's only second year of it.
No, what I'm saying is now it would mean a lot if we beat like a Fiorentina in the semi-final, and then we went to and we done Roma in the final. Then it would be memorable. It would be amazing. So it could be an exciting we go on. At the moment, it's not exciting. I think the European games have been fucking dross so far this year because we've been facing shit teams. It's boring. They've all been like training games. But I'm sure it will get better in the last 16.
Jonathan Boyce says, I hope your wife's not watching this, Jonathan. If I had to watch that game again today, I would rather have a wank with a cactus. That's the sort of thing you come out with. That is a Nick comment.
I
know. Moyes is going to bottle it on Sunday. He is too gutless. Gary says, was dead in the stadium. Nigel agrees.
Completely dead.
Nigel says it was a shit state, or it is a shit stadium with 35,000 in there.
Yeah.
Nick, want to have a chat about real football? I played up with Tompkins. You want Moyes out. I see what Moyes is doing.
Well, mate, what we'll do, mate, like I say, I don't know what's happened tonight. I couldn't even get my brother on, so we can't do a phone in tonight. We'll do another show over the weekend, mate. So tune in for that, and we'll have a chat.
Yeah, Sunday we'll be able to have phone calls, won't we?
Yeah. Tune in on Sunday night from about 8.
There was Darren Clarkson. My brother is a diehard Spud. What? And he's still your brother, yeah? He hates watching the Conte-style football. It is anti-football. I feel his pain because I have to watch the same shit being a West Ham fan.
I
know. Hines, we love. Let's have it out. You played top-level football. Huh? I think he's rammed someone. Sorry.
Be nice to each other in the chat.
Yeah, no arguing, people.
No arguing.
Tonight we couldn't hit a barn door. Yes, we couldn't. Again, finishing let us down. Moyes will poop himself against Man United. Bloody hell. Zuma's getting slagged off here. Zuma is crap. He's got a degenerative knee. I think he has.
I've heard rumours. I don't even know that he fucking trains. Does he?
Well,
not like intense training. I think he's literally wrapped in cotton wool all week long, isn't he? Pretty much. I don't think he can play. He can't play 2 games a week.
No, I think he's like the modern day Paul McGrath. He never used to train, did he?
Yeah.
I think Rob's picking up on my comment here. Brilliant. 3 centre backs and no wing backs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying I don't know who he'd try and play there, but he'd probably try and play maybe Downs. Play Downs at wing back. Nick is the one I want to chat with. This geezer wants to take you out, Nick. I think he wants to put one on you.
He's going to take me out the knees.
Sorry, Dodsy, the phone's not working, so we can't take your phone call. Sorry, right. Dods. Nick,
sorry, mate. I'll fix it for the next show. We'll have to do a little.
Do you think this is a point, Nick? Snazzy. Moyes' contract is up at the end of the season.
It's not though. Snazzy, it's not. It's not, because he signed a 3-year contract at the start of last season, 2024. His contract's up. I thought it was. And we had the debate in the chat, if you remember. And apparently it's not. It's 2024, which broke my fucking heart. But
Hammerhead, we are the only team that's won every game. Exactly, Hammerhead. And we are 100%. Flying. What?
That's 100%. 100%. Record so far.
There are a lot of good teams. Rome on the verge of dropping out. Don't forget you have good teams dropping out. Exactly, Nick. Stop.
Yeah, so it will get more interesting. That's good.
Nick, this geezer's after you, mate. Nick, let's have a chat live. Moyes is the man. Try your phone, Nick. He wants a rare.
On the next show. Phone up on Sunday night.
I fully agree with you, John. When we beat Man United, so will everyone else. Cheers, Paul. You legend, you legend. Where are we? There's a lot of people in the chat, isn't there? Everyone's talking to each other, though.
There's loads.
Too many for us. I didn't think we was going to have this many people ever.
I know, but anyway, John, what we'll do is we'll skip the player ratings. Who's your man of the match?
Man of the match for me, quite tough, really. Not anyone was brilliant. Benny.
Benny was your man of the match.
Yeah,
and
he was still a little bit wasteful though, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, as he's not in the team very often, I think it's only fair that we score Coventry as well. So let us know what you thought of Coventry in the chat as well. Give him a score. Let us know what you thought of young Connor Coventry. He got a good reception when he went off, didn't he?
Yeah, he did all right. He did all right. I mean, but it's difficult, isn't it? It's just for players like that. It's just minutes in the tank and a little bit of a run out, keeping them a little bit fresh as much as you can. Because look, he's not gonna be playing Premier League football anytime soon, in my opinion. Yeah, because he's obviously fourth choice for CDM or centre midfield positions, isn't he? But he did all right. He did all right with what's in front of him. Got a few. He's there, getting so 7s and 8s in the chat. Coventry 7s, 6s.
That's good. Oh, fucking hell! Skips up, doesn't it? Hang on.
Yeah.
Stop. Right, hang on. Where are we? Adam Keeley. Nick, you're moaning about a game that you didn't watch. Your belief that everyone wants Moyes out is wrong. I don't believe that everyone wants Moyes out. If I believed that everyone wanted Moyes out, I wouldn't be on here fucking moaning about it, would I? I know that not everyone wants him out.
Adam, that's what bothers.
In fact, I think more people are probably sitting on the fence and want him in. I do believe that, but I think that more people are starting to get fed up with it. I do. So yeah, I don't think I'm the voice of West Ham. I'm the voice of Nick. I speak my own mind. I don't represent anyone, but that is my belief.
The problem is Nick. Nick can't believe that people still like Moyes. That gets him more angry than Moyes out.
I can't understand that. Adam, tell me you're enjoying watching this football.
But no,
don't tell me if you're Moyes in or Moyes out. Tell me you're enjoying this football. If you go over the stadium, tell me you're enjoying the experience.
Snazzy Azzy says more people want him in 100%.
Yeah, no, I do believe that.
There's a few of East Side said Moyes out. Aldi says Moyes out. Yeah. Jason Mendel says in out, shake it all about.
But listen, but John, you will admit the balance is shifting a little bit though. There are more people creeping towards that way now. I still think that most people will be Moyes in. I do believe that. I think that most people will stick to what they know. Blah blah. I think they will. Most people like what they know. But it is the balance is shifting. It is. I'm going to do a show on this. I don't know if you've seen it, but Adam, you might want to jump on and vote, mate, just to tip the balance a little bit more for yourself.
Yeah, Curzon agrees with you, Nick. I think Nick is right. 70% of us are on the fence, but we remember the yo-yo years. Look, I wouldn't say I'm on the fence because I've said where I stand. I think the football isn't brilliant and we're not playing particularly
turgid.
Well. Yeah, well, whatever you want to call it, but. I don't really know. Really, I'm not Moyes out yet. Nowhere near it. Well, I'm not near Moyes out yet. If I'm honest with you.
Can I ask you something though? Can I ask you something?
What?
Would you care? Would you care that much if we went out and we grabbed Pochettino tomorrow to replace him?
No, I wouldn't care in so much as on paper. No. On paper, that is a step up, isn't it? Like that, you know. But this is what me and you've been talking about, and Gary. And my concern is the managers that we think, or some of the fans like you, go and get Poch. I don't think he's coming West Ham. Now, I'm not saying
I don't think we need Pochettino. I don't think we need Pochettino to improve on Moyes. I think there's other managers out there, to be quite honest.
Yeah, there are, but I just don't know who we can attract. I'm not sure.
What's this Nigel said here? Huh? Bowen has a knock.
Bowen has a knock.
Ooh.
Let me see. Hang on. I've got it here. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Someone just put something on the old 6foot2.co.uk.
Let's have a look. So does that mean he's going to be missing at the weekend? What's his name back? Sick Note. Our new Sick Note. Cool, mate. Do you reckon he'll be back?
Don't know. I haven't heard anything. What we got here, let's have a look. So, as exclusively just revealed on 6foot2.co.uk, David Moyes has revealed the reason for Jared Bowen's absence in the Europa League matchday squad. Bowen was not on the bench this evening. Blah, 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 blah. Moyes admitted he's had a bit of an ankle injury. The manager said he didn't know the severity of the new injury, but said it would be assessed tomorrow, suggesting the injury was recent, possibly in training at Rush Green. So he won't be available for Man U. I'll be surprised, eh?
Did you get that? Did you hear that?
What?
There's nothing working on this tonight.
Mate, you're just making yourself laugh. I don't know what you've done.
I don't know. I fucked it all up.
Probably listening to
I don't know.
Dodgy stuff.
Too much porn.
Moyes out, Wenger in.
Yeah.
What's this one here? To be fair, I was as miserable as Nick when we had Pellegrini in charge. But Moyes has achieved things with us in relative terms. That's what I always say. I agree. But Nick's smirking to himself. Look, Nick can't see it for what it is.
I can see it for what it is. I appreciate what he's done. But that's all going to be for fuck all if we end up right back where we was. We've finished 6th. Look at it on paper. We've finished 6th. We've finished 7th.
We haven't finished anywhere.
No, in 2.5 years, we've spent almost £300 million. And by the end of this season, we could end up right back where he picked us up.
But Nick, you know what? At the end of this season, we may not end up right back where he picked us off. So what? But you're surmising about something.
I'm not surmising. I'm basically listen. Are we playing well at the moment?
No, we're not.
I'll tell you what. Should we shelve this conversation? Do you think? Not that we're going to be able to, but in an ideal world, what we should do is we should shelve it until after the Leicester game.
It's always a topic of conversation, no matter what the result is, no matter how we play. It's always
the topic. Yeah, but it's because it is the topic of conversation until the football improves. And I will, you know me, if we go out against not Man United, even if we played, I'd like to see us play well against Man United. I don't expect us to win, but I'd like us to go out and have a go. If we had a go, I'd give him some credit. But against Palace, when we're playing Palace at home and Leicester at home, if he goes out, he sets out an attacking team. We play fucking good football and we blitz Palace, not in terms of like 4-0, 5-0, but on the pitch, all over them. Lovely play, really good. Match their attacking play. I will feel different. I'll feel happy if I watch a game like that. That's the sort of thing that's going to give me a little bit of hope, a little bit of a lift. I've fucked off with this. I don't know. It's like he's not a football manager. He's a bank manager. It's all about just getting that point. Just got to get the points. That's literally all I've got to get, the bare minimum. He don't give a fuck about the 60,000 people that are standing behind him that want to watch a football match.
But as a manager, right, listen, look, I'm not agreeing with him. I'm not agreeing with you. As a football manager, is your job to keep the fans? Is your job to entertain the fans or keep your? It's to
entertain the fans. If you're in a relegation fight,
happy.
If you're in a relegation fight, then you grind out points. You do what you got to do to keep them safe.
Yeah,
At this stage of the season, from day one, you should be going out to entertain. That's what you should be doing. If you need to change your stance later on because it ain't working or wherever else, you got to start grinding out points and fucking 3 points. Then you do it. You don't set out from day one like that. Because it ain't going to change that. And that's why, John, it ain't going to get no better now. He's set his stall out now. He's not going to be in a situation now where he can. Because he's now, what are we looking at now? What's he averaging? Just over a point a game at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's just got to get, he's got to keep, and that's going to be hammered down even more because I don't think we're going to get anything against Man United. I wouldn't expect us to anyway, but I would just like us to play well, or at least have a go. Just have a go. But going to Man United limp with 8 players behind the ball and losing anyway, you just look at that and you think, what was a fucking point in that?
Nick,
what is the point?
Question for you, Nick. If you were West Ham manager, would John be in your backroom team?
Probably would be because you need balance. When you're in a situation like that, I think you need someone to challenge you. And I don't think that David Moyes has got... he can't have. David Moyes can't have anyone challenging him. And I think everyone needs that. Everyone needs a different perspective. You need someone, because sometimes in any position, you can't see the wood for the trees. You get stuck in your ways and you need someone to pull you up. But yeah, you do. You need, I don't know. I can't imagine Moyes listening to anyone.
No, we've spoke about this loads of times before. I did a show on it ages ago. Do you think that the obvious thing now is the people like Pearce and the people like Alan Irvine, who maybe did pull him up at times, who maybe did because they've gone now, he's become more stubborn? Is that what you think?
That could be it. That could be. Look, things were very different then, weren't they?
Yeah.
The football was different.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So I don't know. It was yeah. I mean, look. It's not all doom. It's not all doom and gloom now. What's this? Nick is stuck in his way, but not listening to those trying to say. What do you mean, save me? Nigel. Look. I'll tell you what, Nigel. Why do you think it's quiet over at West Ham at the moment? Okay, because Nigel doesn't believe that the football is. He doesn't say it's great football, but he doesn't believe.
No, Nigel said it is a brilliant football.
Yeah, he doesn't believe it's great football, but he also doesn't believe it's Allardyce-esque. I don't think there's much difference to what we're watching now. I've got to be honest. What is the real difference? We're not going out there to sort of hammer teams. I think it's getting progressively worse. What is it? That's what I mean. So that atmosphere in that stadium, Nigel, do you not attribute that to David Moyes? You know, and the thing is that in itself, that's a fucking bad thing. If that's causing a problem, if you're causing apathy in the fan base, people are sort of turning up and just thinking, oh, fuck me. Because that sounded so quiet, mate, in there tonight.
It was quiet against Bournemouth, I felt, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Should it be the players making the fans get up and at them, or should it be the fans motivating the players? It's a bit of both, really. I do think West Ham, a massive song. I heard it again tonight, and every time I hear that, it makes me cringe.
That makes me cringe anyway.
But that's a whole other bloody story.
Almost as much as the we've got Super David Moore. He couldn't have a better song, could he? 8 men in defence. It makes no fucking sense.
Nick's on the fence. I agree. Yeah. On paper, it looks okay, but on the pitch, it don't look good. Agreed. We're not playing well. I've never said any different. I'll always be grateful for Moyes. Our best manager for decades. Agreed. But credit in the bank won't be good enough for much longer. Yeah, it's a good point. I know what you're getting at. Knowing the board, we will end up with Sean Dyche. What do you think about that, Nick? Sean Dyche?
I'd take Dyche over Moyes at the moment.
Oh my God, really?
Yep. Anyone over. I don't think Dyche has ever had money. He wouldn't be my choice. But I'm literally at a stage now where if it was Dyche or Moyes, I'd take Dyche. I would. He ain't the style of manager I want. But like I said, he used to play with 2 strikers at Burnley.
Yep.
And conventional wingers. You know, if he had more money and better players, might play better football. Don't know.
Nick, we spent 300 million, but so have many others. Maybe the side is being changed this season, transitioning from one way to play to another way to play.
I don't think the side is transitioning, Nigel. I think we're waiting for David Moyes to transition, and I think we're going to be waiting a very, very, very long time for David Moyes to change. That's the transition we're waiting for.
Nick sounds like one of those Charlton fans who called for Kirbish's head.
Did they literally call for his head?
What's this one? It takes time, you guys are doom and gloom. He's an experienced coach. Players sometimes don't play to their expectations. It's all about wins. You want to be entertaining, Leeds?
Oh. Yeah, but they're naive. They're the other end of the spectrum. They play FIFA football. When people say that, see, this is the thing. I'm not saying that I want gung ho football. You know, you can have balance in your attack. For instance, Robert, when we played Liverpool, we played with 8 defensive players, 4 defenders and 4 defensive midfielders. That's too many. That is too many. There was no creativity in there. All we needed there, you could have gone 4-3-3. You could have had your 3 CDM shielding in, which is your insurance policy, in Rice, Suchek and Downs. Fuck me. Do you need more than that in front of a back 4? And then you could have had Benny up front with Schumacher and Bowen, but he couldn't do it. It's just there were 8 people behind the ball. It's so much.
Mitch has pulled you up, and I sort of alluded to it briefly. If you think Dyche is more progressive than Moyes, I don't think you've watched Burnley.
I have watched Burnley, and Burnley. I'll tell you, I don't want Dyche, Mitch, but Burnley don't play any worse football than what we're playing now. It's a fucking shame. It's a shame. And that's the thing. If we play this way, and all we're going to do is be mid-table playing this way, we're no different to Burnley. We're Burnley with a Brazilian international in midfield.
This is a really good point from BD. The stadium perhaps should deploy singing sections. I think that's a good idea because
they should do. That is a good shout.
Because since we've been at the new stadium, like Upton Park had like the family end and all that. This stadium, I think it needs to do what we had at Upton Park with the family section, because some people want to sit there with their kids, don't want to hear swearing maybe and all that. Because I've seen arguments over silly things over there. But to have a singing section, I think that's a brilliant idea. And
I've seen that myself. I've been sitting there, and you've had a couple of young, well, not young blokes, but people just sort of getting up, singing and reacting, doing what you normally do at football. But then you'll have people take exception to it, and you're like,
they're not doing anything wrong, are we?
They're just, which is bollocks, really. But it is what it is. That's what you've got, all new fans over there now.
Yeah, no, I don't attribute that to Moyes. It was a game against a lesser team where we were basically through, so meant far less.
I meant, okay, fair enough.
Adam Keeley says, to answer your question, no, I don't this season. Great memories of last season. I'm a realistic West Ham fan. This moaning is doing my fucking head in. We are deluded, a lot of short memories. This goes back to what I've been saying for the last 2 years. David Moyes, whether you like it or not.
So how much credit has he got in the bank, John? So can we play like this for the next 5 fucking years because we got a 6th and 7th place finish?
No, but let me finish what I was going to say. Because of his overachievement, because of whether you like it or not, beating some big teams, having a good European run, I think a lot of fans, not you, but a lot of fans seem to think we were suddenly better than we were all of a sudden overnight. And I think that for some, that has given a little bit like ideas above their station, with all due respect. And I think that is a little bit, I've said it the other night in the show, I'm repeating myself now because it's bloody Moyes again, but it's like, he's a product of his own success now. And as soon as he has downturn in form or style of play, which I agree with, we're not playing well. I agree with you. But then fans start shouting louder than ever. That's what I think's happening a little bit. Yeah. Because I don't remember West Ham fans being so vocal like this. I don't know if it's because I'm new to social media and I'm seeing it and hearing it more. I don't know, but
Pellegrini was getting ripped. He was getting pelters. He was. Yeah, I think everyone could see he was done. Pellegrini towards the end.
Yeah, this is interesting. Hammerhead says it won't be much longer before Moyes is booed and we start seeing the Moyes out signs.
It will happen eventually, mate. Not yet, but it will happen eventually.
But you don't hear much disgruntlement.
I don't want that. Don't get me wrong. I don't want that. I don't want it to go back to fucking the dark days of Burnley. Nobody wants that. I don't want that. I don't want World War II. I just want us to start playing better football. That's it. I just want to see my team go out and have a go.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up Dom, so we've got to get Ken Hammers up because he goes everywhere. Ken Hammers says, "Stop it, Nick. Bit of patience. Players are gelling together now. The football isn't fantastic, but we are 6 unbeaten at home."
Yeah, I know. 2 of them against Anderlecht, and one of them is against Silkeborg, though. One of them was against Wolves, who their fucking manager got relegated. The next one was against Fulham, where we could have lost the game in the first 15 minutes, and we got some very contentious decisions to help us. And the last one was against Bournemouth, which we were also fucking lucky in. It's true. It is true, though. None of those wins are convincing. None of them. No,
but if you're happy enough to bring up our luck, why you never?
Has Adam just come on to poke me? Poke the bear? Is that what
poke the bear? Adam, if his head explodes, mate, we're all in trouble. That's all I'm going to say. Hammerhead says Moyes is past it and reached his ceiling. Moyes needs to go now. Trod says we are sounding a bit Spursy.
Oh, see, I don't get that. What Trod? I mean, that is literally. I'm not. How is that Spursy? Well, if you moan and you're not happy, I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. You do get and this is the thing. You do get labelled. If you moan, if you're not happy, you get labelled by the other side. I don't come in here and attack people that are Moyes in. All I do is I spend all day defending my own stance, and then I'll go on the attack. But I don't physically do shows to go, oh, all those fucking people that want Moyes in, they must they're happy with this shit. They're holding the club back.
You are on Saturday.
Yeah. But I don't do that. So all I do is I'm basically defending my right to have an opinion all the time. Because the minute you come out and you say anything, people start getting up with you for it.
Nick, but you take it too personally because it happens both
ways. I
ways.
don't take it personally, but that's what I mean. So that's what I mean. So you sound Spursy. It spirals, mate. Because if you give an opinion and then someone calls you out for it, I don't know. I just kind of I escalate. I can't help it.
Carolina Hammer says, "Really appreciate all the. I think he or she's American. I'll really appreciate all the great content on the channel. You've quickly become a daily rotation podcast."
Thank you very much, Carolina.
Yeah, I hope you are American.
Much appreciated.
If not, I'm sorry. Moyes will be sacked eventually. Every manager does. That is I'll tell you what, Nige. Give me Saturday's lottery numbers, mate, as well, because that is a gem. A proper winning manager would have signed players 3 years ago, and we would be more established now. He wasn't here 3 years ago, was he? Oh, yeah, maybe he was.
I mean, look to all those people. I've got another one now. Look, Mark Taylor. Fuck me, can't listen to this relentless. What's this channel until the fog list?
I'm not negative.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, would everyone prefer, even the ones that are Moyes in, because people do tune in for a reason. They know what I'm like. Would you prefer it if it was just an echo chamber of your own fucking opinion, where no one ever said anything apart from what you thought? No one ever sort of pushed the boat out. No one ever tried to say anything different, because that's what we tend to do on here. We do represent all sides of the coin. John is positive. He is Moyes in. Gary's edging more towards being on the fence now, but Gary's positive as well. So we all offer different opinions. There's balance to it. And I am sorry, if you can't take a difference of opinion, that's not my fucking problem. That's yours. All right? That's my take on it.
And my take on it is I don't condone that sort of language to our viewers. Thank you very much, Nicholas.
No.
And also,
but it is true. If you can't take a difference of opinion and you feel the need to start calling people out for it, then fine.
Who we got here? Richie Rich says dinosaur out. He's talking about you, Nick. Gatesy, Forged from Iron. Hello, Gatesy. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are well. If you haven't already, go and watch Gatesy's channel. Subscribe. He does some good stuff.
He does.
He does some good stuff. Him and Duke. Is it Duke? Yeah.
It is Duke, yeah.
Gary J says 6 unbeaten against crap teams. Everyone seems to be forgetting we are only 5 away from. Yeah, but so are 13 other teams. Like, come on. We're not the only ones that are in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
Because half the bloody league is at the minute. Freshfielder says, I would take lucky wins over unlucky losses. See, that's a good point, isn't it?
Yeah. No, look, I agree, especially in cup competitions.
Yeah.
Especially in cup competitions, I would, yeah.
You know, like I was saying to you before, ages ago, a couple of weeks ago, some of them results we've had in my history of supporting West Ham, where we've absolutely not deserved to win, but we've nicked it 1-0, they're some of the most greatest memories I've ever had, because you sort of go, yeah, we were shit and we still beat you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sort of like those results.
One more. I'm going to answer this one from Nigel. Nick, do you think you shouldn't be questioned on your stance? Yes, I do think I should be questioned. I think you know more than anyone else, and everyone else who watches this show, I'm up for debate. The guy that came on, the Russell Brand, the one that the great caller.
Jonathan.
What did we do? He was a polar opposite. He gave a great argument. Do you know what I did? I took his number. I spoke to him. Said, "Great show. I'm going to invite him on at some point because it would be interesting." He's really good. He gives a good debate. So yes, I haven't got a problem with being questioned. What I've got a problem with is someone going, "Oh, this fucking moaning bastard! Look, go and support Spurs." All that sort of stuff. What the fuck is that?
Can I just say something?
How about you go and support Spurs?
Can I just? You are basically there because you live in Spurs territory, and you are a moany bastard. So you might as well. Oh, look here. Nick's got a fan. Let's cheer him up. In fairness, I love hearing Nick's opinions and actually love that it's just the two of you. What, you don't miss Gary, no? Oh, that's a shame. Because I'm on the fence about
it's positive and negative that's what they're saying, because there is balance. We both that's what I mean, and it's natural as well. It's just luck, really. It's not by design. It's just happened that way. We've all got different. We've just naturally got different opinions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. It's not because I'm overly happy with the style of play. I just support West Ham, and I know you. I'm not saying you don't, but I'm a different type of fan. It's not accepting or want us to play bad or whatever like that. It's just, it is what it is. It's the hope that kills you, I suppose. It's just that hope. It's all those boring old comments that everyone always says. Moyes has to go before the World Cup. Football is shit. Tactics shit. 180
I think all I'll say is that's a great name, Ming Ming one. What I will say is look, Moyes will have to go before the World Cup, providing if we're showing improvement, right? And I'm going to say this now. I'm Moyes out, right? But if we show improvement, if we say we get something against Man United, as unlikely as it is, and we don't just win, but we put a good performance in against either Palace or Leicester, then do you know what? I might feel a bit different going into the World Cup break. But if he just keeps doing this same shit, I'm not going to change my mind. Even if we do just scrape wins, I'm desperate for a performance, John.
Yeah,
I am, And maybe if he doesn't listen to social media and he don't listen to the fans a little bit, I think he does need to, because I do get the impression, the way that he sets his team out, that he doesn't really care too much about what the fans think. I don't think he really does. Well, do you know what? As Hammerhead said earlier in the chat, he will fucking care if it gets to a stage where the fans do start turning on him in that stadium. Then he will care. Then there will be a problem, because once you've gone with that fan base, and once everyone goes, West Ham fans, there's a breaking point. Once it goes that way, then he's going to find it incredibly hard to reel it back in. Yeah. At the moment, you might say noisy minority or whatever, but it won't stay like that forever. It won't. I want to see a good performance. And the annoying thing is, John, we do have the players, don't we? We do have the players to at least go out there and try to play a little bit differently.
Yeah, but I mean, look, if the thing is now is we were crying out for Downs to come into the team. Downs has come into the team at the very same time Paqueta's gone out the other side of the team. So you ain't going to like it, but I do think injuries are holding any potential forward-thinking football back a little bit, in my opinion. Now the problem is, I really thought that Souček was going to be dropped and Downs was going to be brought in, but that ain't going to happen anytime soon. And whilst Paqueta's out, it's definitely not going to happen. I was hoping it was going to happen, not because I hate Souček, because I just think he needs to be pulled out the firing line somewhat. And I think Downs is more of a modern day. I know you said they're stoppers, but I think Downs is he's better at transitioning. He can stop. He can do both sides of it, I think.
Honestly, do you realise how much that alone would transform us as a footballing team if you had Rice and Downs in the middle of the park? Right? And this ain't even, look, take Souček out of the question. This isn't me dissing Souček. I'm just looking at the players that we've got available and picking a team. Right now, if you got your back four, you put Rice and Downs in the middle as a 2. You have a proper number 10 playing as a number 10 in front in Paqueta. Free him up, let him pull the strings. You play Benny wide left. You play Bowen or Cornet if he's You've got more bottle than.
I think he wanted to come on the phone, but the phone ain't working.
Mate, it ain't working. It ain't working. I'm sorry. I've tried. Listen, I don't shirk debate. You know that. You can come on. We put the number up and you'll be able to phone in. Come on
Sunday.
Yeah. The only way you'll get cut off is if you actually are David Moyes, and I will fucking sack you myself.
Yeah,
that's what I'll do.
John, Souček can't pass the ball. I agree.
Yeah, he can't at all, and that is he done it. I'm sure he done it tonight, didn't he? There was a little triangle. Did you see it on the touchline? He just passed the ball out of touch, didn't he? And you're like, fuck me, that was only a 6-yard pass.
I do think. Look, I said this when we reviewed the game very briefly. He
shouldn't even be in the team. We shouldn't be talking about him. This is the thing. I feel sorry for him at the moment with the players that we got. I think it's unfair on him, but because of the style of football that Moyes wants to play, Souček is critical to that. Because when you're at home against Bournemouth, and because Souček was shit for that entire game, apart from that last 30 minutes when we invited them on, then he was important. Then he was putting blocks in. Because of the way we was playing. We sat back and we invited them on. Then, Souček will do a job. He'll do a blocking job. We don't have to play like that.
No, look, I'm not.
Or bring him on in the last half hour. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, for me, Downs just looks like he's got a better all-round game. And in the modern day world in football, you need a better all-round game. Freshfielders, look, you always say, well, stats don't mean anything, but we are having a lot of chances. we are having a lot of shots in all games, and even tonight proved against a lesser team, we're still not clinical enough in the final third. And the thing is, we look to our strikers, namely Scamacca and Antonio, but a lot of the chances fell tonight to Benny, to Fornals, and a couple to Coventry, not a lot. But we do something needs to happen up there. I mean, people say it won't be long till we smash someone, but not with finishing like we have, you know.
It's no, I don't see it. I mean, look, we're creating chances, and I will say what Sean says there is fucking bang on, because even in the Bournemouth game, like I said, there were elements of that game that were brilliant, mostly on that left-hand side.
Yeah,
Cresswell and Benny, some of that interplay with their and Rice, those three look. The rest of the team looked shit, to be quite honest. No. But those three look bang on. So yeah.
Aguerd was a massive plus in a poor game. Benny, Antonio, Fornals need to hit the target. Yeah. We're overlooking Aguerd. He's just good to have him back.
I physically didn't see him, did I? I had a lot of sound for the last half hour. I am glad he's back.
Nigel agrees with me. What I said earlier, we do need another striker in January. Yeah, we do. We do need another striker.
You know what I think we need more than that. I think we need a. Not even. I'm gonna piss everyone off now in the chat. I'm happy to stick with Cresswell now for the season. And Emerson. Cresswell's looking better. I think he'll be good for this season, Cresswell. But right back needs addressing. I'm still not convinced about. I thought Kehrer. I'd sort of convinced myself that Kehrer was going to be our right back until I saw him against Fulham, and I thought maybe not. He got fucking absolutely blitzed, didn't he, in that game? So I'm not sure. I'm not sure that that he is gonna be the right back. That Spurs game that I watched last night, the one that I've very much enjoyed. In the first half, Sporting Lisbon were brilliant. They had a right wing back. Can't think of his name now. I can't think of his name, but their right wing back in that game, 23 years old. What a fucking player! He was probably the best player on that pitch. He was superb. So there are good players out there, and he's a wing back as well. He was getting up and down. He was good defensively. Really good player. That's the type of thing that's where we need to spend money. We do typically underinvest in those fullback areas, don't we, John?
Yeah, we have done for years. I think Cresswell and Cresswell's been, he's been a good servant, but the last year his pace has let him down and whatnot.
Yeah.
Soufal's gone totally off the ball, shot to pieces, confidence gone. It's interesting. There was an article that I read that someone posted somewhere where he was talking about his time at another club, and he said that the fans got on his back and it really ruined his confidence. So it seems like it's happened to him before. What's this? West Ham 58. I don't think I've ever agreed with Nick so much tonight. What is wrong with me? I know what you mean, mate. Gatesy falls for mine says, is it me or has Scamacca been overplaying on the
ball? I think he looks dare I say it, he still shows elements of absolute class. His control, even his long range passing. There was one pass that went rogue tonight, but he done a couple of others that were bang on. I don't know. He doesn't look to me. He looks a little bit like he's regressing in his performance now. Not that he's not trying. I think he's still running about, but he doesn't look calm. He looks like he don't look like he's enjoying his football at all. As a striker, would you be enjoying football in that team? I'm not so sure. He's come from playing for Sassuolo for a bloke called with a bloke called Raspadori, who has now basically proved himself to be a world-class player with his recent move. The guy's fucking amazing. He's also doing it for Italy as well. He played alongside Raspadori, who used to be right close alongside him. He's probably looking around now going, maybe a little bit better when Paqueta was in there, because Paqueta has a better link-up play. But he does need, I think Scamacca is the type of player, he just needs people close to him. Did you see in the game when he came on, he chased the ball down just outside their 18-yard box. He sort of pressed high, won the ball back. They had a throw in. He's calling them on. Press again. He's calling them on. He's going, fucking come on. Everyone was regressing, going back. He's like, no, this way. I think I just think he's getting frustrated,
Yeah, frustrations come though. I think this is a good shout from Ken Hammers. I really do. I said it in the summer. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I know people will say, "Oh, he's crappy." You know, Man United have got a lot of players under.
I have no idea who the other bloke is.
No, I don't know him. If I'm honest, I'll be totally honest with you.
No, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. Who's that? Kent? Isaiah Jones. I don't ring a bell, mate.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is.
Sassabil 44, going from relegation team to one that can play great football and get results takes time, Nick. It's an evolution. 2 or 3 decent players in January might be enough.
Yeah. It might look, it might be. I don't know, mate. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Okay. My opinion is basically based on the fact that I do not look forward to West Ham playing football at the minute. I don't look forward to watching us. I don't enjoy watching us. And I don't enjoy fucking reviewing us either at the minute because I don't. I'm on here moaning all the time. I can't hide my fucking feelings. I can't just come in here and say, "Oh, that was a good game, wasn't it? Wasn't that good?" Because it ain't good. The football rubbish.
You've got to be honest. You have to be honest. Like,
I don't want to be. I want to be positive.
You have to tell it from your opinion. Stop trying to defend your opinion.
No, I'm not defending. But what I'm saying is, I want to feel positive. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to be. I don't want to feel negative about it. I do, but I don't want to feel like that. But I don't know, and it feels even more because look, we've watched some tripe, we've watched some shit in our years, right? We've had Sam Allardyce, we've had relegations, we've had real crap football. But I am genuinely starting to become despondent with things at the moment. And I know people will say, "Oh, it's short-sighted, you're knee-jerking. Look where we finished last year." Anyone that says that, mate, I'm sorry. Anyone that's watched us every game in the league from December, it ain't just 11 games, 12 games. It's been almost a calendar year. It's been a long time this has been building up. And this season, the last season finished terribly in the league. And the reason that this start of this season is such a problem is because it just continued in the same vein. And that is the problem. And the other thing that does bother me as well, John, and this is actually true, and it's something that has sort of haunted David Moyes. I don't know whether it's because he's always had small squads, but typically David Moyes never finishes a season stronger than he starts it. He doesn't, because things. I don't know. If you got a small squad, you get injuries, you get fatigue. Things don't get better. Things don't get better as the season goes on. Things usually get worse.
Where have you got that? Where have you got that information from, though?
It was. I've seen it a few times now.
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I've not seen that. But...
Yeah, I've seen it a few times now.
I think
I haven't done that research myself. So
no. Gatesy says I do think once Aguerd, Cornet, Paqueta are fit and firing, we'll be much better attacking full. We listen, like it or not, Nick. We've been unlucky with injuries. We have. Again.
Oh look, I haven't dismissed that.
Not. Let's be honest. We have. Darren Clarkson says being a football player that can't pass a ball is like being an accountant that can't count. Mind-boggling.
Yeah.
John McFadden says we have not got the funds for more players in January, and the directors will not pay out any more.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, John, because I
think there might be loans and things like that in January.
I've seen rumours that we could be going back out into the market again. I think there is more money there. Surprising.
I think someone like Wan-Bissaka would be a great loan move.
Yeah. Would you be surprised if we went and spent another 50 million after spending? Because I would never have said I never thought we were just going to spend 180 million. There is there's clearly money there now. There is.
But I don't think. You've got to look at it from this perspective, where if Moyes ain't performing still come January,
they're back in with more funds.
They're not going to give him more money to burn, are they?
No.
If they think they're going to win. Isaiah Jones plays for Middlesbrough. He's the ex-non-league player who worked his way up. Oh, yeah, I know. He used to play for...
Oh, yeah, no, I do know.
Tooting and Mitcham. That's who he played for.
Yeah.
Tooting and Mitcham in South London. Where are we? Nice little compliment here from John. Well done, Nick, for being real. It's your channel. It's an opinion, and we agree that everyone has an opinion. Or why are we here?
Exactly. Well, you can't listen. For a start, there is no debate. You can't have a debate if everyone on the screen has got the same opinion. You can't. That's just a load of people sitting there agreeing. It's
Freshfield would
I don't necessarily think many people want to say that.
Freshfield would like to pull you up on your point that I questioned. Moyes' Everton teams used to finish stronger than they started, funnily enough.
Is that true? Well, then the information that I've read is bollocks then. But like I say, I'll have to read up on it again. I'm not going to argue with Sean because normally he's quite astute with that sort of thing.
Yeah. So
I prefer my version of the story anyway, Sean.
Yeah, because it suits you. Biased much? Paul Chambers. We have had massive luck on our side the last few games. 3 handballs decisions went our way on Monday and an iffy penalty tonight. We can't rely on that to get a win. Well, we obviously can, but I know what you mean. It won't last forever. John says, "Haven't we been cautioned under FFP?"
No, we're being watched.
Yeah, they gave us a warning, didn't they? Like a stern warning.
They're looking at us.
So we haven't been fined or anything like that. But yeah, they've got to be careful. Hang on, Gates is off. Anyway, the wife has turned up, sexy underwear, and given me the signal. Stay well, everyone.
You lucky bastard.
Unlucky for her, though. You seen what it looks like. Only joking. Right.
Okay, right. That's it. Let's wrap it up. That was an extremely long show, but look, it does this. Look, listen. At the end of the day, it is good that we're through to the next round. We haven't got to now we're top of the group. We haven't got to dick around. You know, what is it? 1 game or 2 games? It'd be a 2-legged game, wouldn't it? So
they're all 2-legged. We're into the last 16.
We're into the last 16. So, like you say, 6 games and we're in a final. So yeah, and some decent. That's cheered me up as well. Like people pointing out because I've not even been doing research on this competition. I've been that despondent with it. But when people start mentioning, you know, you've got the likes of Roma might be dropping down and stuff like that, I think that's quite interesting. That gives it a little bit more spice. I mean, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Us against Mourinho, that'd be a thrilling game, wouldn't it? Two pragmatists in the final.
You know, it made me laugh there though.
Go on.
I've never seen someone say that cheered me up and still look so fucking miserable.
Who, me? Can't help me face, John. Can't help me face.
Hang on.
All right, lovely, everyone. Thank you. If you enjoyed it, drop a like on it. It was good show. Good talking to you, John. And thank you to everyone in the chat.
Yeah, take care, people. Good luck.
Hang on a minute. You're going to have to wait, John. I've got to find the outro video, haven't I?
Oh yeah, don't forget that.
I'm not on it tonight, am I? At all.
We are the 100% team in the Europa Conference. We are the only team to have won all of their games.